Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back my YouTube followers and my Facebook followers. I hate when I hear noises and I'm the only one home. Anyway, today we're going to be making something, I'm hoping it's going to be simple. I've got some, I don't know if you follow me for a while, you know that I purchased a, some beef, a cow, part of a cow. But what we're going to do today is I have a couple of roast in the freezer and I wanted to cook something. I wanted to make something in my crock pot. So I thought I would bake like a pulled pork version. Well, a pulled, wait, let me get this right. Let's rename it. A barbecue beef type sandwich. That's what it is, a barbecue beef type sandwich. I've been craving pulled pork, don't have any pork. Went to the store today, and you know what? I really want to use things that I have on hand, and I do have that meat in the freezer, and I do have a couple roasts from that. So I pulled out one today, and it is a, well, it's labeled an arm roast. I don't know what an arm roast is, but we're gonna use it. I was a little nervous, and it's still kind of frozen. This is so embarrassing, but it's what I wanted to make. So that's what we're making. It's a pretty good size piece of meat. And I was a little nervous because this beef that we got is, it's extremely lean. So I thought, what am I gonna put inside of that to make it, you know, so it can cook. But I was so happy when I unwrapped it out of the foil because I had forgotten what it looked like. But it's got quite a bit of fat on it, so it's going to render some juice. I'm not going to have to worry about it, you know, being dry in the crock pot. I didn't want a dry piece of meat. I mean, especially in the crock pot. Crock pots make everything super tender, but you have to have a little bit of juice on it. I mean, I never like dry cook anything in the crock pot, so never tried it before. If you have, let me know. But anyway, we're gonna make like a barbecue type beef sandwich. Like I said, like it's gonna be like a pulled pork, but it's not, it's pulled beef. I'm also gonna make some more coleslaw. I've been craving that again. I'm not gonna show you how I make it because I've already showed you how I make that like a million trillion times. If I can remember, I will post a link to one of the videos that I've made the coleslaw. Did I call it sauerkraut or did I call it coleslaw? I'm a little tired today. I hope I called it coleslaw. I'm making coleslaw with it, but I'll try to remember to post a link in the description box somewhere of a video that I've made that in. What else am I making today? Actually, this is not for today. This is for tomorrow. I wanted to go ahead and get it started today. It's like a little bit after 1, and I knew that I didn't want to get up like bright and early in the morning to get this on, so I'm doing it today. And you know how things are, they're better the next day anyway. Today I'm making something different, and I'm gonna vlog that as well, so I'll definitely show you that. But, so what else am I making? Oh, we're just gonna have those sandwiches, the barbecue beef sandwiches, some coleslaw, and probably some fries. Something simple and something delicious. Let me tell you what, I texted my husband and told him, he's at work today and I'm off, but I texted him and told him what was on the menu the next like 3 or 4 days, and he was super pleased. Super pleased. Especially what I'm cooking for tonight. Alright, we're gonna start off by adding some ingredients together to make an absolutely wonderful type barbecue sauce. I think so anyway. So in here I've got like a medium to large onion chopped. I love my little chopper. If you haven't got one of these, you need to get it. But you also need to be careful with it. I've got like 2 large cloves of garlic in here as well. In this measuring cup, I've got like 3/4 of brown sugar. Now this is not my original barbecue sauce recipe. I'm experimenting a little bit, so I guess we'll find out tomorrow exactly how good this is. And what I'm gonna add to that is some tomato sauce. We'll do it a little bit at a time. This is just a 15-ounce can, but we're going to incorporate all of that in there. I'm going to give those a mix in together. I'm going to use some onion powder as well. Look at that. Bubbling up. And you know, I want this to be seasoned really well. We're going to start off with a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm also gonna throw some minced onions in because, you know, that's gonna cook on top of that piece of meat. So they're gonna get nice and soft. And you guys, you know, I don't even need to tell you how I feel about minced onions. I just love them. We're gonna use about a teaspoon of garlic. We're also gonna use about a teaspoon of dried ground mustard. We're gonna wing this. We're gonna see exactly what we can come up with. I want that piece of meat to be absolutely delicious. We're gonna add some salt. Some pepper. I feel like I'm missing something. And we're gonna add a little bit of vinegar. About a nice tablespoon of vinegar. And then one of my favorite things to add in barbecue sauce is soy sauce. I prefer to use soy sauce over, oh, something's in my refrigerator leaking. I prefer to use the soy sauce over the Worcestershire. It just adds a different type of flavor to it, and I absolutely love it. And we're gonna combine this all together. And I'm gonna give it a taste to see what else we might need. It smells good already. It's got that barbecue-y type smell. I'm flinging that everywhere. I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that I'm also going to need, let me make sure all my brown sugar is incorporated before I taste it. That I might need a little bit more brown sugar. Now, when I'm making my original barbecue sauce, my own in the kitchen with Sandy barbecue sauce, I usually add some honey, but I don't think honey to the beef would be quite a little bit more of this, about another tablespoon, and I'm definitely going to add some more brown sugar. So that was about 3/4 cup of brown sugar. We're going to add probably another half a cup, maybe even a little bit more, because I like my barbecue to be sweet, don't you? Anybody like no unsweetened barbecue? And if you really want to spice things up, I also normally add a little bit of hot sauce to mine. But again, I'm going for something a little different. Now, as far as the flavors of the onion and garlic, I think it's perfect. So I don't think we need to add any more of that. I'm gonna go back in with this. Try it again. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm a woman. I have the prerogative to change my mind. I think I am going to add a couple dashes of hot sauce because it's going to add an extra flavor. It's going to give it that nice wanginess. I could add more vinegar, but I think the flavors of the cayenne pepper from the hot sauce, I think it'll be better. Here, I'm changing things up. That's what it is. Look at that. Look how dark that is. I may be onto a new In the Kitchen with Sandy, my second signature blend seasoning. I might add a little bit more mustard too. Let me taste it. Oh, that's perfection. That is perfection. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our piece of meat. I'm not gonna do anything to this because we're gonna pour that right over top, but I'm gonna add in my garlic and my onion. I know what you're thinking. Why did you put onion and garlic powder in there if you've got garlic and onion going in? Well, you just have to trust me. And I'm gonna pour my sauce right over top. Oh, this is gonna be so good. And then, you know, another good thing about cooking this the day before is because it is gonna render all of that fat. Look, oh my God, look how pretty that looks. It is, once it's done cooking tonight, I can just put it in the refrigerator, and tomorrow before I get up, I will be able to, where it's cold and the fat has kind of consolidated, or I don't know, whatever the word is, it's kind of, you know, massed together. I'll be able to just like pluck that right out with a spoon or a fork, so then we won't have any of that in there. It'll just be all the meat and this delicious sauce. So I'm gonna put this in my crock. I'm gonna put my pot in my crock and let it go. I'm gonna put the lid on it and let it go probably about, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours until it's completely done. And then I'll probably end up shredding it. Maybe, I might shred it tonight, I don't know. Let me show you what I did. I cooked this last night in the crock pot for about 7 hours, and it like really turned out nice and tender. So I got up this morning and I took all of the majority of the little, you know, the grease that, the grease that kind of, you know how it goes to the top. It's like little pieces like this, but it was all along the top of it because that was the fat that rendered from the meat. So I went ahead and shredded it up, removed all that, shredded it up, and I've got it in my little baking dish. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the oven. I put all the juice back on top of it. I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350 because we're gonna have this kind of like a for lunch today. I've also made coleslaw, and like I said, you can get my coleslaw recipe. I'll try to remember to link that video where I'm making that in the description below. Forgive me if I forget. So simple and easy. And we're gonna have fries with this. I bought hamburger buns. We're gonna eat this on top of hamburger buns. Barbecue beef. That's what you do with it. So I'm gonna put this in the oven and let it. It's done, but I want to heat it through and just to make sure that it's nice and tender. And then I'll show you what it looks like when we get it plated up. Well, this ending's not going as planned. Let me show you. Look at this. This is all that's left of the barbecue beef. It was absolutely amazing. I made coleslaw with it, French fries, and I made green beans and corn because all my kids came over. You know, you gotta throw in some green beans and corn when your kids come over. This was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I let it cook back in the oven just to heat it up for about another hour, and I'm telling you, it was almost mush. It was cooked, so it was so tender, and they loved it. We put it on top of hamburger buns, put a piece of cheese and some mustard. It was fantastic. So get a chance, make this. You know I love you guys very much. I don't even know what kind of picture I'm gonna put on there because it's all gone. I don't even know if there's enough for Olivia. You know I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care.